Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn love reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so we have our romance angel cards, and we're going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies. All right, so we have two here. So we have what you may be struggling with is calling in your soulmate and engagement. All right, and what you may need to look at, making the effort, and possible future energies. Wedding. All right, bottom of the deck, we have flirt. I feel like bottom of the deck with flirt represents just being lighthearted, being happy, taking things a little easier. So what you may possibly be struggling with is we have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, and we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level. I almost feel like it's, are you even struggling? Are you struggling with a relationship? Struggling with moving that relationship. Sometimes we kind of get in a comfort zone and we kind of like where it is, whether we're just dating or we're just, we're not ready to move it to the next level. Maybe you wanted to move to the next level, but your partner isn't. Maybe your partner wants to move it to the next level, but you don't. I feel like there's something missing. There's a disconnect with something, and I feel like we have what you need to look at is making the effort. And it says, "Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take," and that's, you know, making that effort and showing that person that you want to be in that relationship, that you want to be with them, that you want it to, that it's something that's important to you. And I feel like by making that effort, it leads into wedding. So we kind of went from engagement over here, and then we have wedding. So I feel like it's that progression within the relationship. But sometimes, you know, we get comfortable in a, you know, in a comfort zone, or maybe our partner does, and sometimes we're afraid of that change. We're afraid of that commitment. And if you're afraid of that, what is it that you need to look at to get past that, right? To move on from that. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have Queen of Pentacles, which I feel like represents friendship, right? So is this relationship at a friendship level? And that's what I was saying before, is that Eight of Cups, is there something that you need to move on from? Is there something that you need to look at? Is there, you know, are you ready to kind of face more of those challenges, right? Are you ready to let go of maybe those insecurities and then make the effort in the relationship? Again, King of Cups is kind of letting things go, letting things become easier. Again, as I was saying before with the flirt, flirt to me represents something that's very lighthearted, something that's fun. I feel like maybe there's something, things have gotten kind of serious between you and this person, and it's become heavy. And maybe it's time to lighten up the mood, right? To lighten things up. All right, we have make the effort. All right. Maybe it's looking, King of Wands, I feel like it represents the past, and maybe it's like looking towards the past as, did you make enough effort in past relationships, or do you feel you needed to make more effort? Right? Was there more that you felt that you should have done in those past relationships? We have the Ten of Wands. Like, were you carrying things on your back, you know, from past relationships into current relationships? Nine of Wands. Moving forward and leaving this volcano behind you, which I feel is connected to these Ten of Wands. I feel like It says, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And I feel like sometimes we just kind of take things for granted, and that maybe when a relationship gets to a certain point, you just kind of let go, that you don't put the effort into it, that it's just kind of you fall into this routine. And that's what's happening here. But I kind of feel like this is a relationship that is important to you, and maybe that's what you're struggling with, and you're trying to figure out how to move forward from it, right? Future communication, Page of Wands, communication is extremely important. I feel like communication is very important within yourself, so that you know what you're feeling and where you want to go from here. We have the Seven of Pentacles, where she's kind of stopped things and then she's looking back over things, which I feel is connected to this King of Wands. And kind of thinking, well, did I communicate enough in my past relationships? Am I communicating enough in this relationship? Do I really know how I feel? If I feel like I'm struggling with something and I need to let go of something and I need to take things easier, why do I feel that I can't do that, right? What are those things that I need to look at? That High Priestess, what does that inner voice say to you? Is this a relationship that you want to fight for? Is this a relationship that you want to put effort and energy into? Is this something that you want to work towards? Sometimes we don't even know that answer. Sometimes we're just kind of rolling with it, right? And we're just like, well, this is what it is, so it is what it is. But then there's this feeling inside that we want more, that we want to gain more, we want to achieve more, we want to feel more. And that's when you have to take a look at things and see, okay, on my part, what do I feel is lacking? What do I feel that I can do better? Can I communicate better with something? And then bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Again, that is offering your cup up, right? That is offering your emotions, your feelings, communicating with your partner. And sometimes, you know, we have to figure out how we're feeling first before we can communicate that to another person. And maybe that's something that you need to look at and figure out, how are you feeling first? All right, so let's grab another deck. Okay, cards are kind of falling all over. We have the Fool, new beginnings, new starts, new directions. Looking at those opportunities coming in for you, like, yeah, there's some struggles here, especially with this coming out underneath the Eight of Cups, that there's definitely some struggles here. But I feel like, you know, sometimes you have to face those. You have to look at those and ask yourself those questions like I was asking you over here, and find those answers and those reasons. If that's why you're feeling, why are you feeling that way? We have the Star card, which is Aquarius, and it's that hope, it's that direction, it's that guidance, it's staying motivated, pushing forward. We have the Five of Swords, not letting what other people think or say affect us, right? Because there's these two people that are talking behind him, but he's facing this way, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to focus on my direction. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. I'm not going to let what's going on over here, I'm not going to let that affect me. We have Eight of Pentacles, which is a new way of doing things, a new way of looking at things, you know, getting down to work, getting down to business, that if there's something, right, I feel like that goes with making the effort. Things aren't going to change unless you make the effort to change them, right? You can't just keep doing the same thing and expect different results. That if you want different results, that you have to change those yourself. That you have to be in control. You have to be the emperor, right? That you have to choose the direction that you want to go in. If you feel something is lacking, or something's not feeling right, or you want to move this relationship to a higher level of commitment, you know, what is it that you want to do? That you have to take charge there. You have to put the work in, right? You have to, if you feel that this is a relationship that is right for you, not letting what other people have to say be involved in that, because this is your life, this is your decision, this is your choices. You have to choose what is best for you. We have Seven of Pentacles here, and we have Seven of Pentacles here. So it's kind of looking back over things, over relationships. Did you let other people choose for you? Did you let other people kind of push you into things that you didn't want to be pushed into? Did you kind of not take the wheel and drive where you wanted things to go? Did you not get into that Emperor energy? We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is that slow, steady progress towards positive things, right? And looking at all of those little milestones, all of those little positive things that happen as, you know, okay, pushing you forward, building off one, building off another. Again, Page of Pentacles is that positive energy, new, you know, new young energy that you're feeling, because sometimes if you just make the slightest changes, that just makes you feel so much better, and you feel like, yeah, look at that, 9 of Pentacles. You start to feel those rewards, even if it's just a little rewards, those little things that fall in place for you that you're like, hey, this is how I feel. This is the relationship that I want to work on. I know I have things I have to let go of. I know that I need to communicate more. I know this is a feeling that I feel inside, that this is a relationship that I want to work on, that I want to better the relationship. And you know, if it's something that you don't want, then that's the direction that you need to go on. But I'm kind of feeling a lot of positive energy, like a lot of good. And sometimes, you know, we have to work on ourselves before we can work on a relationship with other people. If we're not happy with ourselves, if we're not happy where we're at, if we're not happy with what's going on with us, then how can we give that to someone else? If we're not really happy with ourselves, we might be able to give it to some extent, but really fully truly giving it, like it's not there because we're not happy within ourselves. All right, so let's get a whispers of healing and close out with that. Like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. That's how crazy is that? That's exactly what I was talking about within this relationship, right? Like attracts like. How do you feel? What do you want in this relationship? Once you're able to feel good about that and know what it is that you want, then that puts that energy off towards that other person, and that person gives it back to you. But if you're being distant, if you're pushing someone away, if you're putting walls up, if you're questioning things, if you're listening to other people, if you are not making the effort, then the other person isn't going to make the effort. They're going to mirror you. They're going to give you back what it is that you're giving. And this is definitely something that you need to think about, right? That may put things in a new perspective. What energy am I putting out? And that's what I'm receiving back. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.